Trusted equipment backed by service. Safer patient outcomes begin with the right equipment and the right partner behind it. That's why we created the MVP program, our commitment to being your most valuable partner in every procedure. When you start using IMP patient protective pads or SteriBump, our sterile surgical bump, you unlock more than just great products. You gain discounted repairs to keep costs down, free loaner equipment to keep you up and running, product discounts to maximize your investment, a 1-year new product warranty, and the exceptional service and support you've come to rely on, delivered by a team that's with you every step of the way. It's more than just a service plan. It's our commitment to stand behind you with best-in-class support, because reliable equipment means safer outcomes for your patients. That's the MVP standard. It's service when you need it, support that's seamless, and protection that's built in so you can focus on what matters most, patient safety. Talk to your IMP representative or visit impmedical.com/MVP to become an MVP today. Because when you invest in IMP, we invest in you.
Family, it's 8 o'clock. I know y'all know what that means, right? It's time to talk. First and foremost, I would definitely want to give a shout out to IMP. Again, if you haven't reached out to your IMP rep and joined the MVP program, what are you waiting for? You get that service, it's dedicated service. You get reliable loaners, and you get the service that comes with that, having somebody in your corner every step of the way. I want to give a shout out to you again. Without you all, we couldn't be where we're at in this platform. We've had a very good season. A lot of good CEUs have been given out and a lot of participation. I was looking at the numbers, and we've touched so many people this season that is unbelievable. And again, I want to give you that shout out, because without you, then I wouldn't be here being able to do this. So I appreciate you all for every week that y'all come in and spend time with us. That's the reason for this show. I know y'all didn't see an announcement go out about it, because I wanted to make sure that it was organic and you get the reason why I'm here this week. This week, I want to actually shed light on last week, our sterile processing week. You know, every year for one powerful week, we stop to shine a light on the people who keep the heart of healthcare beating, the sterile processing professionals. Behind every successful surgery, every safe instrument, and every healed patient is a team that few see but all depend on. This last week wasn't just about recognition, it was about revelation. It was about revealing the truth that patient safety begins long before the surgeon walks into the OR. It starts in the hands of a technician who inspects, cleans, assembles, and trusts that their precision will protect somebody's life. Sterile Processing Week was our reminder that excellence isn't always loud. It doesn't always wear scrubs with names embroidered on them. Sometimes it's found in the quiet hum of washers and sterilizers, in the click of the trays being assembled, and in the steady rhythm of professionals who show up every day committed to doing it right, even when no one is watching. I think that's the best part of that, is even when no one is watching. So last week, I just wanted us to make sure that we didn't just say thank you. We want to show you. I want to advocate louder. I want to take education wider. And I want to appreciate deeper for all of the sterile processing techs. Because the work that we do, the work that you do, the unseen, uncelebrated, but absolutely essential work, is what keeps patients safe and hospitals running. So for all of our people that in this field, every sterile processing professional out there, last week was definitely for you. You are the guardians of our clean. You are the standard of safety. And you are the reason why sterile processing isn't just a job. It's definitely a calling. And I appreciate each one of you for stepping up and being a part of that calling and making sure that that job gets done, even when nobody else says it. So this show is to talk about a little bit of that. What does it mean for us to actually have that week? And what does that appreciation actually do for techs? I often hear when I'm in my travels that, again, people talk about how unappreciated they feel, how unseen they feel, how everybody still doesn't know what we do in the hospital. And true enough, what we do isn't regulated to 1 week, but that recognition still goes a long way. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to speak from the past and the future and the present. So I brought in HSPA past president and a HSPA current president. And I wanted to ask them about some of the celebrations they've done, some of the recognition they've given their techs, and what it means to actually have that recognition for sterile processing. So without further ado, as we always do here on Time to Talk, can we welcome in Mr. Anthony Bondon and Miss Arlene Bush? Welcome, team. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are y'all?
Hi.
Fantastic, man. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm glad that y'all could join us for this brief but important conversation. And I mean, unless they live under a rock, I know everybody knows who y'all are. But as we always do and it's customary, Mr. Bondon, can you introduce yourself to the people, please?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Anthony or Tony Bondon. I am the immediate past president of HSPA. I'm also the director of sterile processing at Wellstar Kenneth Regional Medical Center in Marietta, Georgia. And I'm just somebody that like to tell everybody about the people that do what we do.
I knew he had one in there somewhere. I knew it was coming, so I was waiting on it. Miss Arlene, the queen herself, could you tell us about who you are, ma'am?
My name's Arlene Bush. I am the current HSPA president 2025. I work for Lee Health in Fort Myers, Florida, and I am the academy educator for our healthcare system, which I'm new to that role, so it's pretty rewarding for me. But nothing more rewarding than serving our amazing association as the HSPA president.
All right. So welcome again. Carol's here. Carol says welcome and hello from Ohio. Sharon says hola family. So hey, we got to get right into it. So I got one question that's the burning question of the day, the week, the weekend. What does SPD week mean to you?
Ladies first.
All right. I've studied for this question.
Okay.
My whole career, right?
Okay.
SPD week to me in my previous roles and even this year was to celebrate the work that we do, that our team, tell other departments within our healthcare system the important work that we do, because we are essential workers. Any way you look at it, we're a key part of our surgical teams. But our patients, right, they expect clean, sterile equipment every single time. And we aim to deliver that, don't we?
Right.
That's what we do Sterile Processing Week. We want to recognize our staff every day of the year. But Sterile Processing Week is really the week we get to tell everybody else what we do amazingly.
Okay. Mr. Bondon, what does Sterile Processing Week mean to you, sir?
So for me, basically, a lot of what Arlene said, Sterile Processing Week for me means it's an opportunity for us to not only celebrate the people that do the wonderful work, the important work that we do, but also, man, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to shine a light on this wonderful career field that's almost, it's like the best kept secret in healthcare, man. I mean, we could shut hospitals down if we didn't do what we do. The highest revenue making for any, hospital or healthcare system is surgery. And so they can't do surgery without us. So the revenue, we're the huge part of the revenue stream. And so, man, that 1 week is an opportunity to really, man, recognize and highlight the people that do the work that we do, those people that are in the trenches, man, doing what's necessary. But what we did, man, is take it to another level, man. And we actually did. Not only did we highlight, I highlight the team, but we did some service work, man. We did some community stuff, man, that even put more emphasis on the team, man. And I'm telling you, man, my team was so, they hyped up right now. Based on just the things that we did, man, and the response that we received, man. Being able to give back, man, is something special. And so that's what we did, man.
I got two things around that. So we're gonna get to that because I want to talk about that a little bit. But two things y'all said stand out, and I want to ask. So to Arlene's point about giving that recognition and wanting to give that recognition every day, SPD Week just highlights it in the sense of I've been in several facilities over the last couple of months. Everybody know I had a job change. I'm on the other side. So I get to go to a lot more facilities. So
you went to the dark side.
So with me going to all these places, there are still a lot of hospitals and a lot of people in hospitals who don't know what sterile processing does. And it blows my mind that you don't know about, as Tony said, the best kept secret in the hospital. You don't know what they do. Like people still ask, like, what do they actually do back there? Or you get that dreaded, the phrase everybody hates. They're just some dishwashers. It's not that important what's happening back there. It's not that important. So around sterile processing, yes, you do get to shine. But how do you get those people to start actually seeing the department? And I know, like you said, to the community service part, that's why I was headed there. But I want to get into that. How do we get people to actually see sterile processing?
We have open houses and we bring them in and put them in PPE.
I've heard people do that.
So
go ahead.
So this is what we did this year. We did a taste of SPD.
Okay.
So I'm fortunate right now to have a bunch of different cultures in my department. So what we did was we're known now in the hospital because one thing when I came to Wellside was one thing that we did well was we cooked food. And so I'm saying African cuisine, Haitian cuisine, Puerto Rican cuisine, I call Midwest hood cuisine. We
Didn't somebody make some ribs at one time?
I did. I made rib tips and baked beans. But I'm telling you, we had everything from beef patties to jerk chicken to some kind of eggs from Ghana. I mean, we had Garrett popcorn from Chicago. So we highlighted, we did a taste of SPD, and we invited anybody in the hospital to come. And if they toured the department, they got to taste our culinary cuisines. And so
okay, I like that. Okay.
We had almost 80 people visit Sterile Processing, including the CEO and the CFO, including our finance, the entire finance team came. They toured the department. They got an idea of what we see. A lot of student nurses, a lot of interns, a lot of we had surgeons that came because they were like, man, we heard about y'all food. But you can't get
up in the room.
Yeah, you can't get no food unless you put this PPE on and go in, into the department. And so we had people sign up, and we took like 80 people through our department, over 80 people through our department, man. And they got to see what we do. We got to share with them. And the team members, like they did the tours. Team members did it to us. So they were so proud to share like how much stuff that we do and how we do it. And they were excited about how many people came. And so we got to, man, just really highlight our department. Now, while that was going on, we were also the month before, prior to SPD week, we were doing a project with our DEI team where we were collecting feminine hygiene products for what we call the Dignity Packs from the Atlanta Glow Association. So they donate those packs to high schools so that, you know, young ladies that don't have access, man, that they can make sure that they have what they need. Man, we collected a whole pallet full of feminine hygiene products. I got pictures and stuff, man, I can show you, man, share with you. But, man, I was so proud, man. We set it off between, us, along with the OR and supply chain came together.
Okay.
And they were between the whole hospital, they wanted to do 250 bags. But from supply chain, SPD, and the OR, we gave them 300 packs ourselves.
Wow.
That's I think this is the place where I can actually recognize Lamont's comment, because that is amazing. So Lamont said, "Hello, everyone. I appreciate all of you for your excellent leadership." Because that is what that told me right there, is that you had a team that respects your leadership and what you brought to them and showing them, and they all are there showing up. Because I can tell you, like, a lot of departments wouldn't have got that. So that's a testament to what you've done. And he also said amen to the food, because you can't go wrong with food, you know. Food. I like the way you said it, though. You said they got to do it first.
Then they will come.
So we had our food. I mean, we had our food, we had our vendors, but this was all about us. We cooked our best culinary, cuisine, and we shared it with the hospital, man. And so they were like, man, dang. So people came for the taste. Because, in the taste, you just get, you get a couple
little samples.
Yeah,
okay.
Man, people was walking out of there with plates that was,
Hey, Arlene, we got to leave it to Tony to do it super over the top. You know what I mean? We got to let Tony do it that way.
I don't remember seeing an invitation.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I didn't get
what
one.
I'm saying? Look, I got you, Arlene. I'm gonna bring you something.
Okay, somebody should.
We got to recreate this moment, Arlene. We got to recreate this moment somewhere else. That we got to bring this taste to everybody. That's the case. Arlene, what did your team do for the week?
So we had like other departments come at the beginning of the week. So we had infection prevention come because we wanted to highlight hand hygiene at the beginning of all of these potlucks. So on the very first day, we did hand hygiene.
Okay.
All around, all three shifts, all of our campuses went and had the germinator done at their campuses. But we had a lot of vendors come in and talk about their new products like Solventum. We had Stryker come in with some ortho trays, not only just instrumentation, but the drills as well. We carved pumpkins, which has always been a hit. Anthony said he did that last year. So it's definitely getting out and about with Stryker being able to carve pumpkins, and how fitting is it that our healthcare week's in October.
So we used the drills to carve a pumpkin.
They weren't we didn't take them off the shelf.
I'm just asking. I'm like, so we had drills that we were carving pumpkins with.
We did. Stryker sent them in. They weren't ones that were used on people.
No, I mean, you said drills and pumpkins. I wanted to know. Drills and pumpkins.
We got to clarify, Arlene.
I know. Everyone thought we were taking drills off the shelf, and we told them about it too. Right. The company sent in drills specifically for this. Like their little shipping tags actually said power and pumpkins on it. It was kind of fun.
I know immediately my messages would have blew up like, how dare Arlene have used the pumpkins on the people?
And for whoever that is, tell them a pumpkin seed can save your life.
Oh my gosh.
So we ate a lot. We played a lot of games. We did a lot
Okay.
of guessing games and things like that, like indicators and locks in a jar. We did a bingo card, and if you blacked out the bingo card, you got put into like a $25 drawing. And some of the bingo cards were find somebody who visited HSPA conference this year, find somebody who's left-handed, find somebody who is a CRCST, find somebody who's a CIS.
Okay, so that
It was good,
encouraged
good
interaction.
conversation breaker, and you really had to be like, "Hey, do you have all the certifications?"
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a good time.
So, with that being said, how does acknowledging SPD professionals during sterile processing week impact morale, retention, and departmental culture?
So I'm gonna say, man, I'm a huge recipient of the impact that our week had, and again, it wasn't. I'm the recipient, but I wasn't the one that actually did the work, man. My team, man, they were amazing. How the the response that they had to, not only did we collect those items, but I sent team members down to help assemble the packs. I had team members go down to help deliver the packs, and they were excited, and then they were so elated that again we had almost every entity from the C-suite visit our department on that Thursday when we had the taste of SPD, and they had the chance to interact with them and to go around and show them and talk to them about what we do. I'm telling you, man, how huge they were so excited. Even now, like, I mean, it just carried over into the next week. Where they were coming in saying, "Man, you know what? How much of an impact that's gonna have the next time that they get to review, our salary, and when we talk about productivity, they're gonna really understand now what we do." Because I'm telling you, the finance team asked a lot of questions, and there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that left the department saying, "We had no idea."
Right.
We had no idea that you guys did all of this. We had no idea that your job was so involved and integrated. Man, we didn't know. We didn't know. We
And I
had
think that's the
nurses.
biggest. I think that's the biggest
Nurse
piece.
leaders. Yeah, we had nursing leaders that were saying, I've been here 20 years and I did not know that all of this existed in this space.
Is that the biggest thing? Like when you're showing people or you get them to actually see what it is? Because I think a lot of times, right, and that simple definition people give us as being a dishwasher is because they've never been back there. They've never seen the process and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So what impact does that have on the C-suite? I mean, I know that this has just happened and that they just got back to their offices and stuff, and they're sitting there like, wow, okay, now we got to have different conversations when Tony come to our office because now we know that there's a lot more happening down there. How impactful is it for people to get the C-suite in their departments?
So let me just tell you, for me, so I've got an S-bar for right now that's going through the process for 12 new employees additional. That's approved. That's approved. Not only that, I've had a couple of capital purchases that got submitted last week that normally I would have had to answer a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Bro, they just went through them. They just went through. Like, I didn't get no email. I didn't get no phone calls. The CEO asked my VP, would I be interested in representing her? There's a gala for the NAACP that we always attend, man. And so she asked if I would be interested in representing the hospital in her space. So, bro, I'm saying, man, it's, there's some blessings that come out of us just sharing what we do and who we are, man.
Arlene, I have the same question for you. I know that, you just recently switched, so it's a little bit different from the VA to where you're at now. And I want to get your answer to that same question, but we're going to do that right after this commercial.
Sure.
I think.
In a world overflowing with noise, are you truly being heard? Or better yet, are you truly listening? Kenneth Campbell, industry author and expert in sterilization, is back with his latest book, Learn to Listen, so others are willing to talk. This book isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding, connecting, and building trust. Whether you're leading a team, navigating relationships, or simply striving for better conversations, these practical strategies will transform the way you communicate. Imagine a world where every conversation leads to deeper connections, resolved conflicts, and greater influence. It's possible when you learn to listen. Are you ready to elevate your communication and create meaningful relationships? Learn to listen, so others are willing to talk. Available now.
Again, thank you again to IMP for this season in general with the CEUs. That was major for us, being able to accomplish that and give those out. As you saw, contact UCDI for, the great Sharon Combs can come and talk to you about emotional intelligence or how to get to be that speaker that you want to be. Let her show you that, from her perspective and guide you into that. Get you in front of people like how we are here and these great people that I have in the room here. And of course, you saw my commercial. The book is doing great. If you don't have a copy, and I know a lot of people have signed so many copies, but if you don't have your copy, definitely pick up yours today and see me, and I will get you a signature as soon as I can. Right before the break there, though, we were talking about the impact of having the C-suite or just other departments come and see what happens in sterile processing and some of the results of that. Like Tony said, magically things start happening when people see what actually happens behind the curtain. Somebody once told me that once you see behind the curtain, there's no going back. So once you see what happens behind the curtain, it's like, oh, now I gotta pay attention. So Arlene, right. What happens when they see behind the curtain in your area, Arlene?
We did walk our C-suite through our offsite. We had kind of highlighted some declines in numbers we've had over the last couple of years because we're constantly chasing a decline, and the steps we took to improve those that data, right? So right. In doing in showing them kind of what we spent their money on, they had a better understanding of what we were trying to do, where we're trying to go, why we need as much staff as we need, why we are trying to follow IFUs, and you must give us the time to do that. But it is a unique ebb and flow, right? Because 1 minute they're like, oh my God, wow. And the next minute they're like, get whatever you need. So you blow them away with like tours when they see dirty instrumentation, or they see case carts come in and they're like, wow, 30 case carts come all at one time. They do when you get a truck. So
the offsite, y'all do. Oh yeah, I get it.
I'm at an offsite. So 30 case carts, very real, multiple trucks coming all the time, and the volume that you're not going to see in a hospital, but you will at an offsite. It speaks volumes to our finance department. We have no trouble walking them around to say, hey, this is what we need to do, and this is how we need to get there. I do have to admit, our facility has really got a lot of updated equipment before I started, and that's made a huge impact on the ability to do the volume that we do. So having the C-suite and finance come in, and even infection prevention come in and partner with us is extremely impactful for not just our department, but the other departments we assist, right? Because we all have, every department has some form of instrumentation.
Right. Just want to read y'all this because it's something that, speaks to what you're doing here. Miss Sharon Combs herself has showed up and said, thank you, Mr. Campbell, Ms. Bush, and Mr. Bondon. So grateful for all of your support, insight, and leadership. Again, I think that what I want people to take from this is not only are y'all great leaders, it's just the effort that y'all put in for your teams as well.
But so let me say this, man. Let me say this. Me and Arlene have had a lot of conversations around the fact that, man, it's not us, man. It's not us. It's the teams. It's the people that actually that's doing the work, man. And I can't say enough about my team, man, and how I look good because of the work that they do, the people that they are, the dedication that they have, the passion that they have for the work that they do. If they didn't show up, man, every day and show out the way that they do, man, I probably wouldn't be on here, man. I'll probably be on Indeed.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Tony Bondon. But no, I do respect that because it does reflect that we can do a lot of the things that we do for the industry, be here, there, and everywhere because of the teams that you have. So
Absolutely.
to the point of showing them that appreciation, recognizing them for their efforts, that is where we as leaders, and that my next question is, so I recently visited a facility and they weren't allowed to do anything just based on a lot of the hospital restraints around vendors and, what they can and can't accept and so on and so forth. How do we break that mold so that they can get recognition? Because again, it goes back to the additive that everybody's saying we're unrecognized and people don't appreciate sterile processing. So when you take their week away, what other way? What else can you do? You don't even give them the week that is on the books as their week. So what else can we do to educate people for that? I mean,
recognition doesn't have to come from vendors.
So man, look.
We look like Tony. We can go to Tony's hospital and eat.
Look, we cook, man. I mean, look,
see?
Look, when we did not have a lot of vendors that contributed to SPD. And you know what? That's across the world.
Right. That's everywhere.
Across the world. So what we did, man, was we cooked because we actually like our food. And so we started cooking ourselves, bro. And so when we cook though, so we have this one, Louise Ferdinand. I'm gonna give a shout out to Louise. Louise is from Haiti, and she missed her calling. I mean, I love the fact that she is a supervisor in SVD, but she a caterer, and so when I came, they cooked Haitian food. Man, I had never had Haitian food. I mean, but they cooked me a Haitian meal, and there's a Haitian doctor. Dr. JP. Dr. JP came down because his parents are from Haiti. And so, he is an advocate for us. Now, Dr. JP brought a couple of doctors down with him. Now, those doctors, whenever Louise cooked, they always come down to get Louise to do. Louise's specialty dish is oxtails.
Okay.
So my AVP, she loved oxtails. She never had them until she had Louise, and now she loved oxtails. The CEO never had an oxtail before she had Louise. So, bro, the whole hospital now are like, man, is Louise cooking? Like, and then my rib tips and stuff. So we started cooking. Now what happens is, vendors come in and they say, hey, Louise, here, go ahead and cook something for SPD. And so it wasn't really, and I'm saying this ain't even from it's not from their companies.
Right.
This is them out of their pocket saying, we appreciate y'all, man. And because we invite them when we eat, we family. You know how our mamas did, man.
Right.
Hey, if the kids down the street needed to eat, man, they
bring everybody down.
You bring them, come on and eat. And so that's what we do. We go up. Oh, I say, hey, when you get done with your surgery, man, when you close, come down, man. We got some food. So the surgeons come down, the nurses come down, the OR leaders come down. Now supply chain come. Like now the administration coming. So I mean, everybody, they're coming when we cook. So we just started cooking because that's what we did well. And so when you just look, how was it Muhammad Ali said you can't lose with the stuff I use? Look, the stuff that you do well, use it. So
family, what I'm hearing is you don't have to rely on your vendors all the time. That community potlucks or departmental potlucks. I heard Arlene mention something about them playing games in the department. Right. So it doesn't always have to be vendor driven. If you get the department involved and let them actually actively participate, that too shows acknowledgement there too, because now you're bringing them into what we're doing and getting people to come down and seeing the department. Like Tony said, I would have had the food at the end too. Like, hey, look, you take the tour, you got to talk to everybody, go through every station. You get a plate over here at the end. But yeah, I like that idea right there.
Look, we'd have made people get signatures, like you hit every station. Sign off.
Like Arlene doing bingo for real. Like, hey, you go here, you got to get a stamp from that area right there to say you was there. So I get it.
Yes.
I get that. But that's appreciation though. Like, and that's what I'm trying to get just people to realize is that piece by itself is that acknowledgement alone, or as Tony's incorporating them into the celebration. That's still acknowledgement. That's still saying, I appreciate you. And now you got the hospital coming up. The hospital showing up. It ain't just 1 to 2 departments. You got the hospital showing up because they got the food. They know the lady cooking. Her name is well known now. SPD is on the map through every department. Like, hey, it's SPD week. So next week, they ready now.
What was funny was I went with a couple of my guys when we went to drop off the donations for the feminine hygiene products. So we were coming back to the department same day as we having the taste. And I'm on the elevator with some people talking about, man, I don't know what that's about. But they talking about it's some free food.
Hey, that's a different way though. You don't even know what's going on, but you get down there, get a little bit of education and a plate. So now, future tense, know, hey, that's sterile process. You can't. Hey, we take care of sterile processing. So those are like the little things that I would just wanted y'all to like talk about, because again, it just touched me a different way when they were like, we weren't allowed to do anything. Like, we can't accept anything. We can't do anything. And then that.
You can't at government facilities either. You can't accept things from vendors. So at government places, you pretty much had to do your own week as far as like bringing food in and stuff that nature. Vendors could come do education, but they couldn't bring food.
Right.
And that's where Sharon says, love it. Celebration doesn't have to wait on external initiation. Again, you're getting people involved. It's an inside job, she said. It's an invite. Angela says everybody's invited to the cookout. I know that's right. Genuine fellow.
But there's something special too, man, about us giving. During the week, when we're supposed to be, celebrating ourselves, the opportunity for us to be a blessing to others, man, it speaks huge volumes again to just the people that we really are, the kind of industry that we are, the just the heart of the people that are sterile processing, man. And so, I mean, she got the shirt on. What the shirt say?
Sterile processing pride, service with a purpose.
There you go.
Hey, look, I got my sterile processing week. Right. Hey, we out here. We out here. Hey, Tony. Just real quick for somebody who doesn't have that community-based relationship that you have over there, how can they get involved with more things from the community from a department standpoint?
So, I mean, really, honestly, if you still have a DEI department, because I know that they're going away, but if you do have it, get involved. Get your team members involved. Encourage the sterile processing entity, hey guys, this is something that, you can get involved with. And even if you don't, you see needs in the community. I when I first got to the hospital, man, I went in and said, hey, I'm really huge about men's health and about doing things that address men's health. I went into the seat, and I asked for a meeting with the CEO, and I sat down with her, and so we talked about some initiatives that I've done in the past and how I could link, how we could kind of link that with what the hospital was currently doing or not doing, and how we could set aside some money in the next year's budget to kind of help with some initiatives, and that's kind of how things got started. But it also again brought highlights. So I got my department involved, asking them to help out. And they were very, very receptive, very, very willing. But all of those things brought a lot of light to our department outside of just
right
doing the work. And so,
What I'm hearing is you spend a lot of time in the C-suite.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah, man. That's what it sounded like. Hey, but you can't be afraid to have those conversations.
Look, I don't have to knock on the doors anymore.
You're feeding them every 2 weeks.
I look every day. I go in their refrigerator.
Look, and here I think I'm doing something over here where our sterile processing department is doing a heart walk. So we have like our 5 campuses are going to do a heart walk, and then our ORC. So I was like, if I do it, you do it. Because, I never ask my staff to do something I won't do myself.
Right,
so
right.
I'll run them out. I'm not running the marathon because I don't run unless chased.
But that's
I'll
great.
walk it.
That's great, though. That's great. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Arlene. So, I mean, but we all can do that.
Yeah.
We all can do that. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. And it sheds a tremendous amount of light on just the heart of your team.
Yeah.
But the bigger picture
is going to be sterile hearts.
But the bigger picture is they can't be afraid to have those conversations, correct? Yeah. And you have some people who have never been to their C-suite. They don't go talk to the C-suite. So they can't be afraid to have those conversations.
You're absolutely right. If you can't go to the C-suite and tell them you have a need or there's an issue, you're never going to get what you need.
I think that's the bigger piece of it is when we're talking about bringing recognition, we're talking about advocating for teams. If you're not in those rooms, how can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, Harry showed up. Harry said hello.
Hey, Harry, how you doing?
Harry is here.
Harry is somebody that's not afraid
to go have that conversation.
I hope Harry's ears are ringing because I actually spoke his name this week.
Uh-oh.
It was all in good. It was all in good. I promise.
So, just in general, like I said, I wasn't trying to keep you out the whole time, but we're having a good time, so I'm happy about it. Tony, just talking about appreciation, can you tell us where you're going to be speaking at this weekend? I'm curious to hear about this.
So, I'm actually tomorrow night somewhere. In the ocean, on the way to Nassau, Bahamas, I'll be speaking on the Norwegian Cruise Line. GSPA is having a conference, nice. A cruise conference, sterile processing conference, and so I'm excited to open up. The topic is the business acumen of sterile processing, where I'm just going to highlight some of the aspects of the business side of sterile processing that I think that a lot of us miss and that, some just highlight some things, man, that I feel that we should be teaching ourselves, and that in a lot of spaces from the business perspective of sterile processing, a lot of decisions are being made for us, but not by us.
Correct.
Harry said, by the way, Harry said he's on his way to Miami.
I know.
He's going.
I'm here.
I saw he's going too. So I mean, I know he's going to be there.
So look, tomorrow night, Harry, man, let's turn up.
You're in international waters.
International waters. There you go. Hey, Tony, let me ask you a quick question around that. I know Arlene said earlier, I think you might have said it. If sterile processing contributes to a large portion of the revenue being generated, but the main thing they say about us is that we're a non-revenue generating department, how do you get out of that mindset? Is that part of what the business acumen is about?
That's actually what my presentation is about, talking about how vertical integration, and if you look at sterile processing in a different limelight, and you share that in your conversations when you're sitting at the table, when you take vertical integration and you look at those strategies relative to what we actually do, and then you take a balanced integration approach. And this is, I'm just giving you an overview because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
When you take that and you look at sterile processing in that light, man, we're so powerful, bro. But we don't exercise our power.
Okay.
I think we've just been stunted for so long.
Right. But I'm telling you, it's time for us to break out. It's time for us to
I
break out.
agree.
I feel like we need to teach ourselves, because there are some of us that know.
Yeah.
And then there are a lot of us that don't.
Okay.
But there's not look, all we got to do is share, man.
We're all supposed to be on the come up, right?
Yeah. Eric said he's looking forward to your talk, and we are a revenue generating support. So
correct.
So I look forward to hearing about it. I wanted to highlight that because, again, there are so many people doing so many different things around our industry that I think don't go as talked about as we should, and that's one of them. And that's a unique way to get people involved and show appreciation a different way, because one, you get to go on a boat in the middle of the international, as Arlene said, the international waters, and chill out on a cruise and get education, and you got vendor support. So I look forward to hearing and seeing pictures from that. Arlene, what's going on around your way that you show a bigger level of? I know Fire is always doing something spectacular over there. So what's going on around y'all way?
Speaking of Fire, we have a chapter meeting this weekend, the 25th. Here in Fort Myers. We are doing an auditorium because we are outgrowing our conference rooms. Nice. That's always nice, right? But two, it's just nice to kind of get back with the chapter. I know I saw that and I was like, well,
oh my goodness,
we're in a government shutdown. It's not really a good time for a strike, unless you're striking on the boat.
You want to give y'all this one? Says SPD's influence on revenue is undeniable, though informed language helps communicate that. So again, absolutely. I know that your conversation is going to be very eye-opening.
Bro, that's
Arlene, congratulations on the growth. The growth is always a good thing, and outgrowing your small space to get to the auditorium is always big.
That's huge, right? And it just means that the importance of what we do and people wanting to seek outside education is very real in sterile processing right now. If it wasn't for people who want to attend chapter meetings, I don't know that we would have such a large growth in our chapters. But it's always nice, again, to get back with our chapter board, see our chapter members, and bring education to different areas of our state.
I like it. I mean, I got Mr. Bondon coming out in about 2 weeks to educate the nice folks of Boston and Massachusetts. He's coming to talk to us and give us some education. So chapter meetings are thriving. People are coming out in larger numbers. I see that people actually want to be involved. And that's why
shout out to Nashville, man. Nashville just, their chapter just got off the ground. I think they had their first meeting tonight.
Nice, nice.
The
India,
Music City.
India just got a chapter. There are 7 new chapters, man, that just got added, man. So,
Philippines.
Look, it's catching fire.
It's catching on like fire, right?
Hey, but on that note, I do want to applaud you. I don't know if it goes, it gets said enough around the work that you did, like even on your own, just visiting a lot of places and getting a lot of these people that were defunct back into the groove and showing them what to do. And then I knew there was a lot of work that went around with Arlene and everybody on the board that was pushing chapters and helping you get out there, and you're just making it grow into what it is. And right, you just said it, like 7 new chapters, and I heard Arlene say the Philippines, you say India, you say all these places now, we got chapters everywhere. And again, that's kudos to a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't know about. And I'm here to say I appreciate all the effort that you put in and visiting the different places and making this, start to come through. And I know HSBA does some things too, and I appreciate their effort. But seeing you go every week, I saw a picture you was somewhere different in somebody's department. I was like, he is always somewhere doing something, but it was all for the greater good though. So I like it a lot.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And you know what? I do want to apologize, man. I took a hiatus afterwards, after the last annual conference, man. I needed some rest. I was wore out. And I know me and Arlene talked about it. She was like, dang, like you just disappeared. So I apologize, people. I'm back. I'm back. But I needed like, from a physical, from a mental, just from a family and just from a work perspective, man, I just needed some time. And so
you're gonna see where that time and stuff. We're gonna see what this mental break.
Wrong with identifying that.
I'm gonna see what this mental break and how much refreshment you got. Because here's the question. I want y'all to think about it for a few, because I'm gonna go to a commercial right after I ask you the question, so you got time to think about it. Why do you love SPD, SPD people, and why do you go so hard for our industry? Why do you love SPD?
We don't got enough time.
Yes, we do. I gotta go to commercial. I got SPD people, and why do you go so hard for our industry? Hey, we gotta get an answer from both of them when we come back from this commercial.
Trusted equipment, backed by service. Safer patient outcomes begin with the right equipment and the right partner behind it. That's why we created the MVP program, our commitment to being your most valuable partner in every procedure. When you start using IMP patient protective pads or SteriBump, our sterile surgical bump, you unlock more than just great products. You gain discounted repairs to keep costs down, free loaner equipment to keep you up and running, product discounts to maximize your investment, a 1-year new product warranty, and the exceptional service and support you've come to rely on, delivered by a team that's with you every step of the way. It's more than just a service plan. It's our commitment to stand behind you with best-in-class support, because reliable equipment means safer outcomes for your patients. That's the MVP standard. It's service when you need it, support that's seamless, and protection that's built in so you can focus on what matters most, patient safety. Talk to your IMP representative or visit impmedical.com/MVP to become an MVP today. Because when you invest in IMP, we invest in you.
Again, y'all heard it. Call your IMP rep, get signed up for the MVP program, and get that next level of service for your facility. Right before the break, I asked the question, so I'm here to get my answer. Why do you love SPD, the SPD people, and why do you go so hard for the industry? You let ladies go first last time, so Mr. Bondon, why SPD?
Simply because of the love, man. Honestly, bro, I mean, and I said we don't have enough time, but when SPD came into my life, man, I was coming out of the streets. And so it actually really saved, my life. I was in that transition of, doing all of the wrong stuff to just trying to really be the man who I am today. And so SPD was that place, man. I was, so for me, man, I owe SPD, and so this is me just going hard, really understanding that, if it was there for me in that pivotal time of my life, man, I just want to shed that light on other people who are in that same situation, in that transition, that, he ain't no respecter of persons, bro. If he can do it for me, he can do it for you. I never expected sterile processing to be able to take me all around the world. And so, but here it is, what I'm saying? And here I am. And so if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And that's why I go so hard. That's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I love the people that I get a chance to be blessed by just having that interaction with, because, man, bro, I don't got to be here. So I'm eternally grateful and thankful.
Arlene?
I didn't ever think I was going to end up in healthcare. That was not the trajectory I took in high school. I thought I was going to do computers at a corporate level for like IBM or something. And I took a job in sterile processing back in 98, and it changed my life because I was a long-time surgery recipient as a child. So it made sense that I spent so much time in an OR that I would be doing something with instrumentation. It wasn't something I thought of in high school. Like I said, I went to school for computers and electronics communications. So being in healthcare wasn't really my trajectory, but that's where I found myself. Even after paying $125,000 in college, I was running a sterile processing department, and I wouldn't have thought that was where I was going to end up. But look at me now, 26 years later. It's allowed me to care for my family, my two boys. It's allowed me to travel around the globe. Like Tony said, I've worked in Hawaii, all up and down the East Coast. But it's also allowed me to travel with the association to do great things like go to Washington and Capitol Hill. Tony and I are about a month are getting ready to go to Hong Kong to attend the World Federation, which is a huge privilege. That's extended to HSPA presidents. So HSPA was just kind of an icing on top, but I never thought that I would be this far in sterile processing. So it is achievable. Some people think, sterile processing is just kind of a pass-through department, right? But somebody's going somewhere else. But look, somebody's got to stay here and be a captain of the ship. So, and Tony and I are getting tired. We're training our replacements. So my family still thinks that I just kind of hang out in the hospital in scrubs. They don't really understand sterile processing, but they know that, I sit on a lot of boards and that's cool. But I don't really think they even grasp what I do. They know if they get something dirty, they're calling me or texting me or sending me pictures or whatever. But
I want to tell y'all these last couple of comments. Harry said that he loves educating all the people. Same thing. He's giving back to the community, getting people their education and the knowledge. Sharon said, "Wow, it's so achievable." Yeah. Just the way that y'all. He said, "Good night." His flight's taking off, so he's on the way to Miami. Tony, he'll see you soon.
Sharon Come on said, down. The water's fine.
I feel that SPD has provided so many with opportunities, myself included. Jonathan Wild is here. There he is.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to Randallin out there in Madagascar on the Mercy ships.
Yeah, she's out there being a captain right now. So again, I just wanted to take everybody to take away from this that I think the thing that we learned is that recognition doesn't have to be vendor driven. It doesn't have to be just 1 week. We can celebrate whenever we want to celebrate, and it definitely makes sense to get everybody involved the way that Tony and Arlene them have with the community efforts and things that are going on there. I got to shout out my guy Sean. Says, good to see you, Anthony and Arlene. Happy post-SPD week. Humble healthcare beginnings at the age of 18 via the U.S. Army. Thank you, sir. Yes. Same here. So much opportunity and versatility in the OR and SPD space. So again, it comes down to how we want to address that recognition, how we want to build that morale, how we want to move forward in this space. I like Tony's story. I like Arlene's story because they're real stories. It's not something that they had to practice. They didn't know I was going to ask that question. It's real because it did make a difference in their life. And that's why we're still here doing the stuff we do. And as the week did come to a close, I just want everybody to remember something simple. Appreciation doesn't end when the decorations come down or the cakes and the potlucks are gone. The value of what we do doesn't fade when the week is over. Every tray that you inspect, every instrument that you prepare, every standard that you uphold, it all speaks to the level of commitment that defines patient safety. You don't do it for the spotlight. You do it because you care, because you know that behind every instrument is a human being who's trusting that you got it right. And so as we head back into the heart of the department, carry last week's recognition with pride. Let it remind you that what you do matters, not just to the patient on the table, but to the future of healthcare itself. This is your moment to stand tall, to be proud, and to keep proving that sterile processing is not just a background job. It's the backbone of self-care, healthcare, and your department. From all of us here at Time to Talk, thank you for what you do, for how you do it, and for never settling for anything less than excellence, because when it comes to patient safety, you are the standard. Again, guys, I wanted just to have this show just to show everybody that we recognize what they do. Even when hospitals say you can't get recognition and you can't do certain things, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I do like everything that y'all brought to the table this last week. And I hope that people learn from that and inspire them to do something big of that nature as well. Tony told you how you can get involved in certain community things. Arlene talked about her chapter growing. All of these are direct reflections of the work that you put in and the work that they're doing behind the scenes to make sure that the profession keeps moving forward. Angela says, such inspiring stories. Jonathan says, got to get up early. Good night. He showed up just to talk about, he just showed up. He talked about Randall and he left just that week. SPD week is
every, but I got to get up early.
Right on.
I got to get up early. So I do again. I appreciate all of you all. Thank y'all for being here. And Tony, be safe on the water. Arlene, as always a pleasure to see you. Family, this has been a Time to Talk. I appreciate all of you. Thank you to our guests for coming through and just giving us some insight and highlighting what that week meant to them and what it means to us going forward. I appreciate you all. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you all.